Hello, I'm Carson Cook, and in this lesson, we're going to learn about check, checkmate, and stalemate, and all the details and intricacies that come with it. Now first, we're going to look at check. Check is the simplest one, and we talked about it in earlier videos. But in case you haven't seen it, check is when you attack your opponent's king, or just when you attack your opponent's king. So here, this move right here, moving their rook to the square, or rook c4, this is a check. The king is in danger, and you must do one of three things to get out of check. As like I said earlier, you cannot stay in check, just like I cannot move this bishop here. That's an illegal move, I must get out of it. So there are three things I can do, and they are called CPR. Capture, protect, or run away. So as you're going through your things, you think, okay, can I capture this piece? So you look around and say, oh, this rook can be captured. Now in a game, if you can capture, usually that's the best thing to do, especially if it's for free, because it just gets rid of the piece and you get a free piece. But say you don't see that, or just going through your motions, next thing's protect. You play your bishop here to protect the king. It's no longer in check. The bishop's not the one that's taking the hit from the rook, but your king's not in check, so it's fine. And the last thing is run away, or the R. Now that is pretty simple. The king just gets out of check. So the king can run here, 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 here. That is check and how to get out of check. Right, now we're going to talk about checkmate. So here I'm going to talk about three basic types of checkmate. The first one I'm going to talk about is called a battery mate. A battery is when you get two strong pieces kind of connected so they can both work together to achieve a goal. So in this example, I'm using a queen and my bishop for a battery. The queen is here and the bishop is supporting the queen, so the queen can take a piece freely and be defended by this. So can you see the checkmate here? I'll wait a second to look for it using this battery. Alright, if you've seen it now, or if you haven't, I'll show it. You play queen takes h7, checkmate. The bishop protects the queen, and the king cannot move. This is a battery checkmate. The next type of checkmate I'm going to go over is called a back rank checkmate. Back rank checkmates occur when the opponent's king cannot escape from their back rank. Which this right here is black's back rank, this is white's. This almost always happens when their pawns in front of their king have not been moved, so they have no area to escape. So here, can you find the back rank checkmate in this position? I'll give you a second to look for it. Alright, now I'm going to show it. So white can play queen to e8, check. This looks like a queen sacrifice, but it actually is not. Because after the rook takes the queen, white can use his own rook to take back. And this is checkmate, as the black king cannot escape on the rank, cannot escape here, and there obviously are no pieces to capture or protect from that rook. The last type of checkmate I want to show here is called smothered mate. Now, smothered mate is a pretty cool example, even though it does not occur all that too often. Now, what happens here is we're saying white just moved this knight move to attack black's rook. Black's like, okay, I'm going to run over here to help defend my king. But in reality, black just created his own king's deathbed, because his king has nowhere to escape to. So white can use his knight and hop in there and say checkmate. Black's king cannot escape, this cannot be captured, and you can never protect with a knight since it attacks in a non-direct manner. This is another form of checkmate that's pretty cool to see. Right. Finally, we're going to talk about stalemate. Now I'll go over what stalemate is in a minute, but first I'd like to show this instructive example. So here, white is trying to promote his pawn to get a queen to win the game. Black is trying to stop that. So it's white to move here. He's going to get a queen, so he plays h7 check. Black runs in the corner so the pawn cannot promote. And here, white must play here, as this is the only square that protects his pawn with king h6. However, if you look at black, you notice that he has no space to move. He cannot move here because of the king, here because of the pawn, and here because the king's protecting the pawn. However, it is black's move. Now, the game immediately ends here, since black does not have a move to make. However, white does not win, even though he has the clearly winning, he should have the winning position. Since it's black's move and he can't move, the game ends at a draw. Now, if you're winning, this is like the biggest disappointment ever. But if you're losing, it is great. Now, the way to say we have this position, or black has this pawn here. This is not stalemate, because black can move this pawn. Notice it does not have to just be a king move. Any move black can make would stop stalemate. So white would just be shuffling back and forth, because he can't lose this pawn. And meanwhile, black gets to run down, get a queen, and black ends up winning the game in a massive turn of fortune. Now, I'm going to briefly go over what you should do, how to avoid stalemate if you're winning, because this is like the biggest letdown you can have if you have a completely crushing position. Now, the first thing you should do is you should always make sure that your opponent has a square to run to. So if you have like, you're setting up a position where you're close to checkmate, and you say you're up like 2 queens and a rook, before you make a move, you want to make sure that either their king has a place to move to or you're checking them. Because if they can't move when they're in check, it's checkmate. The game's over. Now, if you're losing, you want to go for stalemate to try and save the draw. The way that you can get a draw is by, the way you can get stalemate is by running in the corner and hoping that the winning player makes a mistake that makes it to where you can't move. Such as a pawn here, or the very common queen right here, which also stops the king from moving. In addition to stalemate, there are other ways to achieve a draw. A draw is one of the 3 results you can get in chess, apart from a win or a loss. A draw is standing as a tie. Now, one of the methods that you see in a draw is a stalemate, like I said earlier. Another draw is when 2 players agree to a draw. So they both think that neither of them can win, so they should agree to a draw and end the game right there. Another method is the 50 move rule. So if a player has only their king for 50 moves, it's an automatic draw, provided you have notation to prove it. Another reason to do notation. Or say you go 50 moves without a pawn move, or you go 50 moves without a capture. Any of those would be an automatic draw, but the player must have notation to prove it. Another type of draw is a repetition of moves. Now, in this position, I'm going to show a repetition, and also I'm showing a perpetual check. There are 2 separate ways of getting a draw, but they work together. In this position, white's about to be checkmated. Black can play queen here, checkmate. Black can play queen here, checkmate. Or black can play rook here, checkmate. So seeing this, white tries to escape. He sees that he plays check here. Black's king moves to h7. White checks on h5. Black runs back to g8. White checks on e8. And as you can see, black cannot get out of this, even though he's winning by a lot. And white has no incentive to stop doing this, because if he does, he's going to lose the game. So this is a perpetual check. One person checks the other person continuously, and they have to agree to a draw, as the checks will never stop. This is also a 3-fold repetition. What that means is when a position happens 3 times in a row, you can immediately claim a draw. So as you can see, this position happened 3 times, so you can claim a draw. This is another example of a perpetual check. A perpetual check is not always a repetition of moves as seen earlier. Here, as you will see, it can also be done where one player chases around the other players where they have no means of escaping. So in this position, black is winning and threatening checkmate with queen to f1 checkmate, as this pawn blocks the king's escape square. So white sees that he can check the opponent's king around and save the draw. So in this position, white plays queen e6 check. Black king runs. White chases it. And no matter where the black king goes, white can just chase him around the board, and there is no escape for black. Seeing this, black agreed to a draw here. If black decided to try to trade queens here, white can go ahead and trade queens, as his passed pawns give him an advantage that would equalize being down a piece. In this lesson, we learned about the details of check, checkmate, and stalemate, and one that can show up in games and common examples. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.